Plyometric training, or at least what we now know as plyometric training, was made famous by Professor Yuri Verkhoshansky. He called this training the shock method. The main function of plyometric training is to maximize the efficiency of an athlete's stretch shortening cycle within the system of muscles called the kinetic chain. The function of the stretch shortening cycle is used in everyday life. You have the pre-activation stage, wherein you brace the muscles, the stretch phase, wherein the muscles lengthen and lead into a subsequent shortening phase, where the muscles react like a spring and use elastic energy to launch you into the next cycle. Within the stretch shortening cycle, we have the eccentric phase, where the muscles lengthen under the load, the isometric transitional phase, known as the amortization phase, then the explosive concentric phase, where the muscles shorten. It's important to understand the concepts and phases of plyometrics, as they can be directly applied to the classic weightlifting movements. The stretch shortening cycle can be seen in the dynamic start of the snatch and the clean, the bounce out of the bottom of an overhead or front squat in a snatch or a clean, but most glaringly in the dip drive portion of a jerk. The trick, however, with the stretch shortening cycle is not just understanding it, but optimizing it. If you wait too long in the amortization phase, or you go down too slow in the eccentric phase, the window for the stretch shortening cycle optimization has closed, and you no longer have the elastic response in the muscle. If you go too fast, you are creating an additional load by way of the additional momentum. The goal then is to dip and drive with proper timing and to have the requisite strength to do so with maximal loads. If you look at one of my previous videos explaining the footwork of the jerk, it will pair quite nicely with this one. The back to front footwork displayed in that video is necessary to know on top of the proper timing and drills shown in this one. There are two particular videos which helped open my eyes to proper dip drive timing. The first video is an old Russian training documentary wherein all of the greats are practicing in an old training hall. There was one lifter practicing that caught my eye particularly, and that was Yuriy Vardanian. Behind Naim Soleimanoglu, he is widely regarded as the greatest weightlifter of all time. His feats of strength on the platform were only to be outdone by his overall athletic prowess. He is said to have had a 4.1 meter broad jump, which is a full foot more than the NFL Combine record. In this documentary, Yuriy is practicing his split jerk timing in the mirror. As you can see in the video, he is allowing his hands to oscillate rather than keeping them at the same level as his shoulders. And while I'm sure there are lots of you that won't have loads on the bar that will cause substantial oscillation, this drill that Yuriy is performing will be valuable yet. This is because the delay or shock absorption tendency of the hands acts as a timing mechanism, a very effective one at that. In this video of Dmytro Chumak split jerking up to a whopping 250 kilos, you can see that he has a similar approach with the lighter weight. He is using the oscillation as a timing mechanism even when the oscillation doesn't exist. These two videos have helped me PR my split jerk as well as coach the split jerk to many of my other lifters. If you have the requisite understanding of the footwork in my previously mentioned video, you can start to put the pieces together with two quick drills. First, try to mimic Yuriy Vardanian. Try to do 5 to 10 reps with no implement, then add a PVC pipe, and then move on to the barbell. Remember that deliberate, accurate movement is paramount rather than the load used. I suggest pausing in the catch for up to 3 seconds to make sure your feet are in the correct spot. The most common error in the catch is that the lead knee will track over the lead toe. The next drill is the touch and go split jerk. For this, you will recover with the front foot first, then the back foot. Lower the barbell down as slow as you can until about a few inches away from your shoulders. Then, after allowing the bar to drop freely, you should cushion the bar with the legs and immediately drive up into the next rep. You may notice that the timing of the feet becomes smoother and the movement becomes snappier. Again, I suggest holding in the catch position up to 3 seconds before recovering. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching.